Good evening, everyone. It's the old redneck again. Uh, been a little busy lately, so there hasn't been any more videos. One thing the world's not short of is problems. Well, we're going to discuss a few of those today. And as per usual, I'll probably think I'm losing some listeners, followers, whatever you want to call them. And if so, that's what happens. Well, been a whole lot of things going on in the European continent lately over this Muslim thing. And seems like there's a terrorist type attack, or they're calling it a terrorist attack. Hell, it seems like every other day. There, Australia, France. What's it going to take to get these people to realize you can't assimilate everybody? You can't. I understand that you want to do the right thing. You want to help these poor people. Blah, blah, fucking blah. How many of your own citizens do you have to die or be maimed or injured for the sake of you feeling like you're doing, the righteous thing? I mean, the people who got shot in Melbourne, Australia, claiming it was part of ISIS. You got people in France have been injured. London Bridge, they rented a truck, ran over people, and started stabbing them. But you want to hear all these people say, well, that's just part of life in the big city. I believe that's what the Muslim mayor of London said. Well, frankly, maybe he ought to give up his bodyguards. Maybe he ought to walk the streets. Better yet, maybe somebody ought to run him over with a truck. In the course of my lifetime, I've met a few Brits. For the most part, they're arrogant, but they're good people. You do them right, they'll do you right. They'll help you out. You help them out, they help you. They play a strange football, but what the hell? I still don't like the Guinness beer, but that's their thing. I'll stick with Budweiser. But have the people in England, France, the European continents, have they all lost their friggin' minds? I think so. Now, let's get back to our home front here in the good old US of A. Well, it used to be. Well, we got a lot of marching going on today, anti-Sharia law thing, which I frankly am a little confused about, to be honest with you. I've talked to numerous people, both online, in person. They all agree, we don't want Sharia law, blah, 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 blah. We treat our women respectfully, blah, 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 blah. But then, do you ever watch them? I can see couples in a restaurant slapping each other around. I see them in the Walmarts, Kmart's, Sears, wherever you want to go. Same thing. A lot of men these days, or so-called men, are treating their women like pieces of property. You will do as I say. I am the he-dog. From this old dumbass, that's not what a relationship's all about. You get into a relationship with a person, be it man or woman, there's a reason for it. It's not just so you have somebody to cook and clean and boss around. You got something in your heart that wanted to tie yourself to them. If you're going around treating your woman or your partner or whatever as a piece of property, you're not in a relationship. You don't give a shit. It's all power. And I'm not talking just here in California or in New York or Chicago. I'm talking deep south. I'm talking western states. People I've talked to, I usually lose friends this way, but what the hell, I don't care. They seem to think a woman's place is doing exactly what the man says. Doesn't matter what she has, what she's doing. He speaks, she's supposed to jump, drop drawers, or whatever. I don't agree with it. To me, that's no different than Sharia law. Yeah, we're not beheading women. We're not publicly flogging them or stoning them. We're not cutting their clits off to make sure that they don't get no pleasure from the sexual acts. But it ain't no damn different, people. Y'all want to talk like you're all high and mighty, then start living to those standards. You treat your partner as your partner, not as a piece of property. There's people I know treat their dogs better than they do their wives. To me, that's wrong. As for the Muslims out there, if things are so bad in your country that you had to leave, that you wanted to relocate to the US of A, then assimilate. Take up our way. If you want to have the Sharia law, the mosques, all this other hoop-de-doo, this bullshit, go back. I'm a God-fearing man. Do I go to church? No. Do I believe in God? Yes. I think about him now and again. I don't follow any particular religion, except the religion of trying to do the best you can to do the right thing. And right now it's trying to talk sense into people. It seems like nowadays, if you say anything against Muslims, you're part of a hate group. You say, but they can say anything they want. And it's all, oh yes, you can go ahead and do that. Get your facts straight, people. If it's wrong for one group to do it, it's wrong for another group to do it. I don't care what people think in their own bedrooms, households, whatever. As long as it doesn't really affect me or my family. But when you start tearing up businesses, you start beating up people because they don't think the way you do, frankly, you're dead fucking wrong. You got these groups that are known to be financed by ISIS and the imams and all this stuff just to create havoc. And they're allowed to do whatever they want to do. They're no different than the KKK or the Black Panthers or any of these other radical groups that everybody loves to hate. You're stirring up discontent. you're stirring up hatred, then you're wrong. But if you're coming into this country to try to turn it into Syria or Saudi Arabia or whatever God-forsaken desert area you're from, you're wrong there too. Because I'll tell you something about the American people. Not everybody's going to roll over and say, oh, well, we'll be good just like us. There's anger building. There's animosity building. The newscasters ain't helping it any. Because they're so goddamn biased about anything. You know, they're going to bend over and let it take it up the ass for any Muslim group there is out there because they don't want to be considered a hate group. This is the greatest country in the world because of the freedoms it allows. It allows you the right to protest. It allows you the right to speak your mind. That's what I fought for. That's what 1,000 million other vets fought for, to keep it. We're not going to sit there and let some clown in a white robe and a little funny little hat try to tell us what we're going to think, what we're going to do, and how many times we're going to pray a day. Little fact people seem to have forgot. 90% of the wars fought in this world, and I'm talking the whole world, have revolved around religion. Most of it has been, what's God's name? God's on our side. No, he's on our side. No, no, no. Does it really fucking matter? In the long run of things, does it really matter? Sooner or later, we're all going to leave this plane of existence. And we're all going to get a rude awakening when we find out, that's what God looks like? Oh, shit. You know? I don't know if this makes any sense to people, but to me it does. If you want to come to this country, you want to be part of this country, I have no problem with that. You work hard, get along with your neighbors, follow the laws, I'll shake your hand. You want to come over here and stir up shit, try to change this country to look like some third world shithole, I'll do everything I can to put a bullet in your head. Can't get much plainer than that. For all the people that don't want to treat their wives or husbands respectfully and as equals, then you need to think of what you're really doing. Are you treating your marriage and your life like it's just disposable? If so, why do it? It's not a Bic lighter. It's not an empty beer can you just throw away when you're done playing with it. I just don't know. Can we pull ourselves back from this edge that we're in? I don't know. I like to think we can. I like to think we're smarter than the clowns that are trying to push us over the edge. But you got all these idiots out there. They want to say, oh, well, I'm not a man, I'm a girl. I've got a man's body, but I'm a girl. Well, I'm not a girl, I'm a man. I talk deeply, I feel like a man, I'm a man. To me, that's all psychobabble. That's all it is. But then, I'm 61 years old and kind of strange and old school. But I'll tell you one thing: I catch any guy dressed as a girl trying to go in a girl's bathroom when my granddaughter or something's in there, they're dead. I don't care. But that's my own personal opinion. And so far, that is not illegal. Think about it, folks. We all need to just turn around, slow down. Give some thought to what we're doing. Think about who's pushing your buttons before you start pushing yours, doing what they want you to do. Get out of your smartphone, get away from your television set, your computer. Talk to your neighbors, talk to people, face to face. You might learn something. Somehow we all got to learn to get along in this mess. We need to stop this downhill slide we're going into. We're heading straight into anarchy. Kids are learning what changes, they're changing the history books. All this. I've read that they're turning around and making children do Muslim prayers at school. Well, frankly, if my kids were still in school and I found out about that, I'd be yanking some principal up against the wall. Whatever happened to separation of church and state? Schools are funded by the state, which means they should have no religious background. I do believe there was a court case about that. And I believe that's why they've also stopped the Pledge of Allegiance. Because that's against the rules of church and state. We need to back it up and go back a few years and get back our morals. Get back our way of doing life. But the lecture's done. Got it off my chest. If you happen to think about it in your spare time, in between your smartphone and computer, check out the veterans organizations. Try to donate something to them, try to help them. Our vets deserve a helping hand. Let's all give them one. They put their ass on the line to keep our rights. Let's make sure they have a life to come back to. To all the vets out there, I salute you. To my 7 followers I still have, damn, you guys hanging tough. You want to subscribe. You want to comment. You want to send me an email, it's redneckrebel1956@gmail.com. We'd be more than happy to answer it. You may not like the answers, but you'll get one. To the rest of you, have the rest of your Sunday night. Have a wonderful evening. Redneck out.